And good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeff Whipple, and you've joined us for another edition of Tech20 Tuesday. And so over the last couple of days, or last week, 2 weeks ago, actually, we had a look at code.org. So we've got a series of sessions on coding in K-5. So code.org we looked at is a really great little elementary platform for teaching kids the ideas of sequencing and loops and events. But today we're going to step it up just to the next notch. So scratch.mit.edu. So as the name suggests, it's an educational website that was developed at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, in their lab, and so they've got a lot of great things. But they've developed this to teach kids specifically, or teach anybody really, newcomers to coding, how to code. So it really is just a basic introduction to coding. You can do some really cool things in here. It's free. Teachers can set up accounts, and so we're going to have a quick look at that today. So I'm going to pop on over here to code.org, and I'm just going to come in. So when you go to mit.edu, this is what you're going to see. This is your front page. This is the same for students, for teachers, for everybody. So you would come in here, and if you just want to play around with it, you can just hit create. It's going to take you to the creation platform, and we'll have a look at that in a little bit. The Scratch, but as educators, you can actually create Scratch teacher accounts where you can manage your classes and give each of them individual passwords and usernames. And so we're going to have a quick look at that in a little bit. But first, let's have a look very, very quickly at what does Scratch look like. So Scratch, when you hit create, brings you to this really easy to use coding platform. It's just opening up. It's going to create a basic project. And so we've got a number of things. They've got some tutorials here. We'll have a look at those as well later. So what we've got here are these easy drag and drop Blockly code pieces, components that we're able to make characters and other things move. This is our stage where everything happens. So we're looking at making whatever happens on this stage happen. And over here is where we put our code together. So we always start, or as a default, Scratch brings out Scratch-Cat. This is their logo. This is their person, and so it comes out by default. You notice he's also down here, and you can get rid of him simply by clicking X. So every character or every element of the platform is called a sprite, just like the pop, a sprite. And so this is one sprite. You notice I can move him around. I can do all kinds of fun things, but I can also bring in other sprites. So here I can choose a sprite, or I can even import a sprite from somewhere else. I can create sprites. I'm just going to choose a real quick one here. I'm always love the apple, so I'm going to bring the apple in. And now my apple is over here, my cat is here, and you notice that they're both down here. So this is what is called object-oriented programming. Each of these elements or sprites will have its own set of code. Right now, here's the cat. There's nothing in the code stage. There's the apple. There's nothing over here as well. You notice the apple shows up over here. But let's get them to do something. Let's have the apple. We're going to start him right here. We're going to bring the cat. He's going to start here. And we're going to have the cat move across and talk to the apple. He's going to say something. So I always try to present this to students much like we would a theater stage. So we're going to start him, the cat right here. So it all starts around this green flag. That's the go. There's many other things we can use as starting events as well, but the event we're going to start with is when the green flag is clicked. So when the green flag is clicked, we are going to start the cat at this X and Y. Now I want you to notice what happens to this X and Y right here when I move the cat, it changes. So that is the starting one. I've clicked on the cat. So right now we're going to start him right there. Then we're going to move him over here and he's going to glide 1 second to this new X and Y. Now, coordinate geometry is not obviously an elementary outcome. So most of your elementary kids aren't going to really understand what these numbers mean. All you have to do is show them that as they move the cat, he gets new numbers and that they can set it up this way. I'm going to make him go a little slower. We're going to make him go 2 seconds. And then we're going to have him say, so we're going to come in here under looks and we're going to say hello for 2 seconds. We're going to say hello, Apple, for 2 seconds. So now watch what happens when I come up here and click the start. There comes the cat. Hello, Apple. I can also put in backdrops. You notice there's no backdrop here. It's a back white. I can choose a backdrop. And so I'm just going to choose, the beach in Rio. So now, there he comes. Hello, Apple. So this little piece of code is the start of an animated short video. Now, it will do much, much more because now if I go over here to the Apple, you notice that the Apple, because this is object-oriented programming, he has no code. The Apple doesn't have any code in here. So we're going to give him similar code. We're going to come in here to events and we're going to go when clicked. Now, we know that the cat took 2 seconds to walk across and then spoke for 2 seconds. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the Apple talk back to the cat. We're going to come to control and we're going to have him wait. So let's have him wait for 4.5 seconds or 4 seconds. And then we're going to have the Apple say hello, cat. Hello, Scratch, I guess. And so now what you're going to see is when I come here, you notice this is the cat's code, this is the Apple's code, but together that code is going to be hello, Apple. And they've got that pause, and then the Apple talks back to the cat and says, hello, Scratch. So you can build a whole narrative back and forth between any two objects in here. You can also easily turn this into a video game. Crossy Road or Frogger is a great one that is great to teach kids some of the basics of coding around events and all the other types of things, building scoring, so you can have it so scores. There's just so much in here that's easy for even K-5 kids to build. So this is a really easy platform, and you can create. So the big two that I've worked a lot with teachers with is, number one is creating these little animated short stories, and you can change the scenes. So maybe they're on the beach and they walk off and go into the woods and go to another place. Have this animated characters back and forth. Oh, by the way, excuse me, you can also have not just the speech bubbles, but you can also put sound in, so that I can put a sound, and I can have in here, I can say record, and I'm going to allow it. I'm going to record, hello, Apple. And come back over here. That's hello, Apple right there. I hit save. So now the code has this recording one. So now when I push this, I have my hello, Apple. Oh, so there it was. It played it before the hello Scratch. So, because I've got it in the Apple one, so it should be over in the Scratch Cat one. So there's the sound. Hello, Apple. Play sound until done. And I would have to record it again. So I just recorded in the wrong place, but you get the idea. So you can create animated stuff along with audio visuals. They can also come in here. So if they want to create their own, pardon me. if they wanted to create their own sprite, their own character, they come in here, and now they've got this little painting thing where they can paint and create their own wonderful little characters and give them names and color them and all kinds of things. So there's some really neat stuff they can do in here as well. So let's talk about how you get into Scratch. So if you do a Scratch teacher account, just do a search and go to Scratch Educators. It will take you to this site, scratch.mit.edu/educators. So you can create a teacher account. If I come into teacher accounts, just click on it and then request an account. You put your name in and a few little bits about your school and what you want to do with it. And it's usually approved within 24 hours, sometimes even quicker. So you go in here, request an account, and then you put in your username and your password, and the next step, it'll ask for your school and some other things, but nothing too onerous. And then you wait. So once you have a teacher account, and I do, this is my teacher account here, you'll notice that I have a profile, my stuff, but then I have my classes. So when I go to my classes, it's going to show you all the classes that I've been working with. So there's some stuff at Doketown Elementary School, there's Macadam Avenue, and some others. And you notice these are just a few classes that I've had that I set up really quick just to work with schools. But most of the time I get the teachers to set their own up. So they can go in and they can look at the students. They can see that, the students all have, and the students love to go in here and give themselves their own little icons and have some fun with that. So there's lots and lots of fun things that the students can do, but you can actually see the students working behind here. So if I click on this, there's the projects that the kids were working on. So it's easy to work with. And if I come back now, just hit on the Scratch and come back to the platform where my teacher account is. There it is. So if I come down here, you notice here that it gives you some explore. And it lets you see lots of games and other things that people have created. Here's the nice thing is that if I come in here to the, let's say, I don't even know, I want to make sure I do some ballistic ships. I'm hoping this one's okay. I didn't pre-look at this. The neat thing about it is that if the kids see something that they like inside this game, is that they can take this and look at the inside code and how other people have built it. So you can see here that's a bunch of different sprites. There's some sprites in here. And so looks like a very simple game, but each sprite has its own code. There's some code that that somebody's created, maybe not kids, to create this game. So kids can come in here and see how somebody else has actually created this code. Ideas are in here, which are getting started. This will give you some ideas about some simple things that you can use to teach kids how to code in Scratch. But the really cool thing in here is, let's come back to Scratch again, is that there's educator resources. And if you click on educator resources, it's going to give you, again, some Scratch tutorials and some coding cards and idea pages. So these coding cards are cool because you can simply print off some coding instructions to do a variety of different projects, and you can assign them to kids. And it's more like a recipe rather than them creating, but it gives them the idea about what pieces will do what, and it's a great way to start their journey along coding. So that's really all there is to Scratch. It's a great tool. It's free. It's been around for a long while, and they host a lot of different cool seminars as well. But if you're interested in learning more about Scratch and how we can use it in your classroom, reach out to one of us, or if you want to jump in and need some support just to set it up and get it, the ASD-W digital learning team is more than available and ready and interested and excited to come in join you in your class and help you and your students start the coding journey. Brenda Cameron, Carmel Desjardins, Yvette Seeley, Wendy Thomas, and myself. And you can reach out to any one of us. We're all more than willing to come into your classroom and help you set this up and get coding with your kids.